Well, this morning I put a post on my community page. You know, when you're doing videos like I do, the talking head type videos, and you do them daily, sometimes it's hard to come up with an idea, a good idea every day. So I reached out to my subscribers and viewers. And if you're not a subscriber and just a viewer, why don't you hit the button and subscribe, man? I mean, it don't cost nothing. What's the hold up, for goodness sake? So anyway, I put that question to you people. Give me some ideas. What do you want me to do a video on? And right away, I got a lot of answers. Some of them were live streams. I'll tell you, I'm not doing live streams. I hate them. They're lame. You sit there through most of them and go, oh, hi, Fred. Hi, you know, I can't stand watching live streams. Very few live streams are interesting to me, so I don't do them. And they were fun when I was a drinker, but they're not fun anymore because I don't drink alcohol. Make sense? So no live streams. Give me some topics, something to cover. Well, one that I chose for today's video was from Stephanie Herring. And she wanted me to do one about auto mechanics and how they scam you, and, you know, how to know if you're getting scammed. Well, some of them are pretty good. Now, I will say, you know, for the most part, people in that field are pretty honest, but when you go to some of these small shops, these small town places, they might solicit you for more money than what needs done for the repair. So what we're going to do is go around. I've got 3 vehicles from 3 different eras. I'm going to just give you some tips if you happen to have one of these eras of vehicles. When we get to the last one, I'm going to be, I don't know, we'll just make stuff up when we get to that one. But this one behind me, now this is a ain't shit beauty, 1992 Chevrolet 1500 Silverado. Now let's pop the hood. I already got them pre-popped, so all I got to do is lift them. You know they're old when the hood is heavy duty. Okay, now this truck's got 279,000 miles on it. I've owned it for 11 years, and she's only broke down on me once, and that was a spark plug that blew out. Thought the motor had went. Now this was a 5.7 liter. It has 210 horsepower, 300 pounds of torque. So it ain't very fast, you know. It's your basic, yeah, you know, it's not for hot rodding. It's also a 5-speed stick shift. Yes, it has a clutch. So now on these older vehicles, and I don't know the exact year when they started with the ports, but all of your newer vehicles have a port, usually underneath the driver's steering wheel. If you're a woman or you're just a guy with no mechanical skills at all, buy you a scanner, a code reader. You can get these at any auto parts store. You can get them on Amazon. It's just a computer. You plug them into your car, okay? And then I believe you turn the key to the on position. Sometimes they might even have to be running. I haven't done it in a while. What that's going to do is it's going to tell you any codes that come up, what's wrong with your car. It will tell you, shooting an 06, it's your throttle position sensor. At least then you've narrowed something down. It may not all be that's wrong with it, but it's giving you a good idea of what that repair is going to be. And a lot of times they're simple. You can do them yourself. This one doesn't have all that fancy stuff. It does have a computer, but if you could call, I've even got it unplugged. Computer's back here. It was giving me issues accelerating. I don't want to take all this off, but I just unplugged it. My mechanic said, just unplug it, it ain't gonna matter. So it's unplugged. Now, with these older vehicles, these are what I know. Okay, I'm not no expert mechanic, but I did work for, you know, I worked for a mechanic shop here for a short time. I also worked for a Chevrolet dealer in the early, well, it was about 89. Did basic repairs like, you know, changing the alternators out, water pumps, carburetors. You know, I didn't get into the deep stuff, but I knew, you know, how to do a lot of this stuff anyway. Now this truck, I do my own brakes, I do my own wheel bearings on, And, you know, anything more major than that, I don't mess with anymore. But in these older vehicles, you know, they're pretty simple. They're pretty easy to work on. Look at this. You got lots of room. I can get in here, change my plugs, which probably are due. There's nothing in the way. It's just easy to work on. There's you check your oil, you know. If anything goes wrong with these vehicles, they're pretty simple to pinpoint. Unless you've got some deeper problems in the block, there's not a lot to them. Now, there's nowhere to plug in anything here. You can put an engine analyzer on it. There's shops that have them. You're better off if you have an older vehicle like this, finding a friend or somebody that has basic knowledge. They can probably get it running for you. There's nothing complicated about these. Now, another subscriber, let me get my paper out because we're killing two birds with one stone here. Montgomery Clark had a good suggestion. Don't know that it would warrant an entire video, but he's saying that GM should make, or any of these manufacturers should make a vehicle that is a stripped down, basic, with no computers, none of that, that guys would go buy, you know, for 15 grand. Guys would rush out and buy one of these just to have it. Because if an EMP comes, ain't none of these running. This would probably run, because I don't know for sure. If it's a little older, yes, but I'm not sure on this. It does have some electronics, but just not that much, so I don't really know. I would assume it would. But an EMP knocks out any electronics in a vehicle, so they won't run if we were to get that. And what is an EMP? A high-level nuclear blast. We don't want those. So let's move on to this one. Now this is where it starts to get to where I say, I'm not messing with it. Number one, as you can see, this truck is way bigger, okay? I have to stand on a ladder just to do anything. And since it's all covered in junk, there's stuff everywhere. Let's get in here. Ooh, I gotta spray that off. Honestly, I don't pop my hoods that much. But man, just to change, look how hard it would be to change plugs. Now, a trained mechanic, this is nothing to them. They know how to whip this stuff off and, you know, get it taken care of. But this is still not a far cry from that one. It's just got more stuff, okay? Now, this motor is, what do we got in this? We've got the 6.2 liter with 400 horsepower, 800 pounds of torque. So that is more than double of what that truck will do. Now that truck will pull a trailer, but you know, the tow capacity on them is nothing compared to a Super Duty. This thing, I've pulled some heavy stuff with it. I've pulled some people out of, you know, mud and snow and everything else. But look at this, man. It just, you know, I ain't messing with it. I take it to my mechanic to get the oil change. Yes, I could do the oil change in this, but you know, for what he charges me, and I've been going to him for years, no big thing. Now, the reason I'm showing the differences in these vehicles is because you kind of need to know what you have to know if a mechanic is scamming you. Now, he's going to probably, you know, point to, I don't know what that stuff does. He'd point to that and say, here's your problem. And, you know, it's a $300 part. So, always take it to more than one mechanic. If it's something expensive, don't just trust them. And one thing that they used to do, they used to get you in there for a small repair, and then all of a sudden they find, and there is a shop, well actually they just sold it, but there was a shop in town. It's every single time you would bring a vehicle in, they would find something wrong on the front end and tell you, oh yeah, we could replace that for you. They would find something every time. That should throw up a, I hate saying this, red flag, but it should. Every time that you take it in, if they find other things, and a lot of times that's legit, they will find things wrong. But sometimes they're just wanting to sell parts. Now, thankfully, all of them, how the hell am I going to get this hood? My goodness, I need to, well, see, I've got this parked on a hill, angled up. All right, now, now we're getting into stuff I know nothing about, man. I only looked under the hood of this thing once. I've only had it 3 weeks. This is a 2025 Toyota Camry. And it's got stuff on there I am afraid of. I'm telling you. I just don't know what it does. I don't think y'all have gotten a good... Oh, y'all see my beef sticks I've been eating on. But it's got all this stuff, man. All this and that. I know how to work that. That's the cruise control. That thing, if you get too close to somebody, it slows you down. I know. If you go around a curve, it'll slow you down there on cruise control. I kind of like that. But this guy, I don't know what all this does, okay? And stuff. There's stuff everywhere. Do I have the key? Let's start it. I do. And you don't have a key, okay? You got a fob. And then I put my foot on the brake and it's running. You can't hear nothing because this is a hybrid. It's a hybrid, whatever that is. It means it runs on an electric motor. It has 2 motors. An electric motor and a gas motor. And the gas motor will charge the electric motor. And then you run on the electric motor if you're going down, and then when you're going downhill, it'll charge This is the only vehicle. Oh, no. I was going to give you all a tip. I guess I still can. In every single vehicle ever made, most of them that I'm aware of, if you buy a new car, it's your first time driving it, you borrowed a car, and you need gas. But you don't know where the gas, you're driving down the road, and you're like, I don't know which side of the car the gas tank's on. Let me give you a hint. No matter, now it used to be they would put the gas gauge on the side where the gas cap, or where the gas cap is. Or if they don't do that, they put a little arrow, I don't know if you can see, they put a little arrow pointing that way, which indicates the gas is back there. It also has this little button here that you push. I ain't never had all this fancy stuff. And the air conditioning's running and the motor's not running. I don't even have it on AC. I have never touched this AC button. And it's cold. So I guess I got a good one, man. I'm saving money or something. I don't know. And apparently I can get in here and change these to different displays. I'm afraid to do it. I don't know what to do. So let's turn this off and go look under this hood. I'm telling you, I do like the luxury, but man, it does things. It yells at you sometimes too. All right. I don't even remember what this looks like in here. I do know that this hood is very heavy. I was surprised. All right. Oh, doesn't have a thing. Okay, hang on. Let me put the thing. I got to put the thing down. All right. Hey, there's the oil. There's the dipstick. Okay. Oh my God, how long is it? Okay. That's the oil, and it's hot because I just got home after a 50, 60 mile drive. Okay, and that's radiator fluid. I pop this hood if there's a problem. I say, hell no. I don't know what I'm doing here. Look at this. They got some orange plastic in there. You know what I think that is? I believe that's your canoter valve adjustment port. Is what right here. Why else would it be orange? That's what that is. And this is for canoter juice, canoter valve juice. And it looks like it's got plenty. Yeah. What's this? I don't know. Oh, I know what that is. What that is a danger alert system, okay? And what that's going to do, say you're out driving and you get lost. You're in a pretty seedy area, high crime area. What's going to happen is this thing is searching. It's scanning, okay? This thing right here, it scans because there's cameras and stuff up in here. Sensors and cameras and radars. But this is the brains, okay? It scans and scans. If there's a seedy character or a transvestite or something, it will sound an alarm. Let me show you. I gotta show you. I was wondering what that was. Okay, getting back in here. So what that does is there's like little speakers. There it is right there. And there's one right there. What happens is, if it finds a seedy character, a message, and that siren right there goes in your ear, and it goes, bro, 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 B-R-O, B-R-O, B-R-O. Now, you can get in this here computer with something to do with this thing, and I'll have to look in the manual. It's a big thick one. You can change what it says to bruh, bruh, bruh. I just choose not to go to the seedy parts of, of the city myself. So that's what that is. But in a case like this, let me get down here and show you guys where this port is. I did have to look ahead of time, but they're usually right here, either in the center. I don't know how dark this is going to be. Let me bend my stealthy stick, whatever it is. Right in there. I don't know if y'all can see it, this white thing. You plug the scanner into this, and you can take it to O'Reilly's or just about any auto parts store. They'll do it for free because they won't sell you stuff. But you plug it into there, and and then it tells you on the computer what to do. So now that you know stuff that mine does, yeah, these new ones, mechanics today are a different breed. Okay, the ones like the first truck I showed you, they're not going to know how to work on stuff like this, because this is a chaos. I mean, and there's two I don't even know what stuff is in here. I just don't. I bet that's the air filter. I'll just bet you. And this, I'll bet you, is a relay and fuse box. Yeah. Shocks. Yeah. I know, man. It's shiny, though. Sure is shiny. It won't be for long. Well, I hope you enjoyed that and I answered your questions. Just use your, my best advice, ladies, guys that not very mechanically inclined. Use your gut, and when you do find a good mechanic, and ask friends. Ask friends, man, if you're new to a town, stop in the Chamber of Commerce. Those people that are in the Chamber of Commerce, or City Hall for that matter, have lived there usually all their lives. Ask them, who do you go to as a mechanic? If you got out-of-state plates, that might be, I don't know. But if you ask around to those people who are the reputable mechanic shops, most likely they're going to steer you the right way, unless they don't like your attitude, okay? If they don't like your attitude, well, then you're just screwed everywhere you go. They're going to spit on your burger at Burger King. They're going to flick a burger on your fries at McDonald's if you have that kind of attitude. I don't know. Y'all just use your best judgment. But ladies, buy you one of them scanners. The code readers, they're like $100. You get a good one. They're like $120. You can keep it in the car with you. You can keep it in your house. That way you kind of have an idea. If a light comes on, check engine light comes on, plug it in. You know what it is. Okay, it's going to be one of these gadgets, and you ain't going to know where it is, but at least you know in your mind what it is. And anybody that tries to tell you different and doesn't say that, they don't know what they're doing. Go somewhere else. Thanks for watching. Happy trails.